think Lucy will be joining us for today's video since I feel like it will bring a little bit of more comfort to the topic. Breakups are extremely tough, and it doesn't matter if you've been together for a couple weeks or if you've been together for a couple decades. Nevertheless, the breakups are hard. I was actually quite hesitant about recording a video on this topic. A lot of people I know are going through breakups right now, so I don't know if there is like something weird in the air, or it's just like a certain period, or it's just a weird synchronicity, but I figured that this topic needs to be discussed. Let's talk about the do's and don'ts of breakup and how to ultimately to have, I don't want to say a good breakup because it kind of sounds weird because the breakups are never good. But let's put it that way, how to get the most value of your breakup and how to ultimately have a glow up with these do's and don'ts of a breakup. First one would be, give yourself time to grieve. Don't keep yourself busy all the time. I'm honestly guilty of that myself because I'd rather stay busy than slow down, just reflect on how I feel, and essentially just feel. It's important to give yourself time to process and grieve over the loss of a relationship, possibly change or a loss of your previous lifestyle, the place where you lived, especially if you live together, the loss of the routine, the loss of a relationship, and what that relationship meant and entailed for you. Best thing you can do is do not keep yourself busy. Process your emotions, your feelings, and most importantly, you gotta release them out of your body, because our body stores unprocessed emotions, unprocessed feelings. That's why our bodies become tense. That's why maybe sometimes you are not able to stretch, or maybe that's why you're not flexible, or maybe that's why you have literally aches and pains all over and you don't even understand where they're coming from, or that's why maybe you get sick. So that's why it is important for you to process those emotions and let them out. Literally let them out of your body, because they do not need to be there. Essentially, suppressed feelings and emotions can cause a lot of harm to your body and a lot of harm to your well-being if they're not processed and released in a proper way. So what can you do instead? You need to allow yourself to cry. You need to allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to be in a slump in a way. Allow yourself to be lazy. Allow yourself to eat a tub of ice cream. Just allow yourself to be and act the way you feel like you need to act. Whatever you need to do, just do it. That's totally fine. You're going through a lot, so it's important for yourself to allow yourself to do those things and do not feel guilty over it. Give yourself a certain period of time where you can be in a slump without feeling guilty. It could be different for anybody. Maybe a week, maybe two, maybe a month, to be literally in a slump and not do anything. Just do what you want and just be in that slump and fully, I guess, immerse yourself in it. I wouldn't recommend going like months on end, but maybe give yourself a week where you can actually be just lazy, just be in that depressed mode. It's important for you to grieve, to cry, to let go of all those things, to journal, whatever. Just do what you need to do for that week or whatever the time period you'll choose, and do not feel guilty about it. Afterwards, you would have to move on with your life, and what you can do is you can throughout the week or your schedule, your routines, schedule little journaling sessions where you can write things down that's been bothering you and essentially let them go and move on. The next thing that you should be doing is avoiding any contact with your ex if it's possible at all, and don't stalk him in real life or social media. So you have to understand that keeping in touch with him is not serving you any good. It's not serving him any good. It's basically doing harm to both of you in terms of moving on with your lives after the breakup. Avoid any contact if possible, or limit it to only essential if you have to do it due to some legal arrangements, like if you had kids or property or whatever, anything like that. But keep it to the minimum, straight, simple, and to the point. Try to avoid all these questions like, how are you doing, how's life? I mean, really, we don't care and we don't need to know. If possible, block, unfollow, or restrict that person on social media. Try to avoid going on their profile and creeping what they're doing, who they're following. avoid driving past their place of residence, or going for walks or going to the stores that they might go into. I mean, you're not being a private detective, you're not being a stalker. You just need to move on with your life and essentially stop wasting your time on it. They're not worth your energy for you to be doing those things. Unfortunately, the sad truth that if you are doing all those things, I'm not judging you or anything like that. We all been there, of course. But I want you to understand that if you're doing all those, you are essentially robbing yourself, because you are giving your energy somewhere where it shouldn't be given, it shouldn't be going into. So you are just robbing yourself out of that essential vital energy that you have. So just let that sink in. The next thing is, I think it's actually going to be fun for you to do, is create a glow up plan. Don't do something, just to make him mad or just to make him regretting that you are no longer in a relationship together. You have to invest your energy in more meaningful and resourceful things, and let that energy investment be in yourself, because you are the most important person. You are your own resource, and that's what I want you to understand, and that's what I want you to do. But when you are doing something out of the correct mindset, meaning out of the love towards yourself, your action was pure intention. And that's when the things are actually fun to do, and that's where things are actually working out in your favor. Moreover, in case of a failure, you are more or less likely to give up and just stop doing what you're doing. So create a glow up plan to become a better person, to become a better version of you, and do things that will fulfill you. Because unfortunately, sometimes, depending on what relationship you had, you can lose yourself, and that's really, really sad. You're just not only losing yourself, I also feel like you're losing your confidence too. Little side note here, if you struggle with your confidence, I actually made 2 videos about it. They're on my playlist, Confidence Tips, so make sure to check that out. In terms of a glow up plan, do things that will fulfill you, do things that will make you feel better. But don't do things out of the mindset, oh, I'm gonna do this and that's gonna make him mad, or I'm gonna try working out or start working out or do this and that, and so he'll regret that, he's no longer with me. No, do it for yourself. Do it because you want to become a better person. Do it because it makes you happy. Do it because it makes you feel good. The next thing that you should be doing is evaluating your past relation or relationships. And what you shouldn't be doing is jumping into the relationships too quickly and too fast. I think that post-breakup time is a perfect time for you to explore and evaluate your past relationships, and in a way also to accept yourself, also rediscover yourself and reinvent yourself if you want to. By reinventing yourself, I do not mean that you need to change yourself, who you are at the core of your own being, but more of what you can showcase to the world, maybe showcase in a different angle of you. Essentially, what reinventing and rediscovering yourself means is stop hiding who you are and just showcase your authentic, your genuine, your true self. If you jump too quickly into the dating pool, you are at a risk of hurting not just yourself, but also hurting the other person. And I also think that you would feel completely dissatisfied with the relationships, or completely dissatisfied with your partner, or even dissatisfied with yourself. Unfortunately, if you have the wrong mindset, like a scarcity mindset, you can settle for something that is not even good for you and that you literally don't deserve. This is time for you to find out and understand what you want in your next relationships, what you don't want in your next relationships, and essentially what you want or don't want in your partner. What can you do instead? Instead of jumping into the dating pool too quickly, you can date yourself. And I think that's going to be the most beautiful and fulfilling experience that you'll ever have. By reinventing yourself, by rediscovering yourself, you can figure out what you like, what you don't like, what your values are, what you appreciate in people, what you don't like in people, what makes you ick. Give yourself time and space to write down all the positive and negative things of your past relationships. Set up your non-negotiables, boundaries that you would not allow anybody to break. I want to highlight that, and that could be anything. That could be from, no smoking, no drinking, going to the gym, eating healthy, you know, anything like that. But those could be uniquely yours. And they can go to extremes like partner who does not engage in watching adult videos. Those are exclusively your own things based out of your values and also based out of your past relationships, or it could also be based on the relationships that you saw in your own life. That could be the relationships that your parents had, grandparents, family members, or your friends. Also, the dating yourself experience will provide you with the opportunity of figuring out of what your values are. The other thing that I would recommend doing is doing therapy. And what you shouldn't be doing is do not rely too much on the advice from your family or friends. Of course, it is important to keep a good relationship with your friends, family. However, relying too much on their advice in regards to your relationships and what to do next could be quite a slippery slope. You need to have a safe space where you can express everything and anything without any kind of judgment. And that's where the therapy comes in, because there also could be things that happen in your relationships that you're ashamed to talk about to your friends or family because you're scared of judgment, or you just kind of want to protect them and not tell them what happened to you, and that's totally fine. So that's why the therapy might be a very good idea for you. Also, if you don't have confidence, if you have some childhood experience or traumas or anything like that, discussing them with your parents could be very, very hard and difficult, to the point that your parents might become defensive. And we don't really want that, because we do not want to ruin the relationship with our parents. I don't want to say that all parents are like that, but when discussing the childhood traumas with your parents, it can actually do more harm than good. So that's when the therapy comes in. I would suggest investing into therapy if you can afford it, or if you do not have benefits, you could probably find some free resources. Your community might be able to offer that, so just do a little bit of more research. You can also contact like a local community clinic, and they might have some options, or you can also talk to your family doctor for some help or guidance. The therapist will provide you with the objective opinion and guidance on your particular situation. The therapist will also help you understand who you are and what you value in yourself and in others. Moreover, the therapist will provide you with some tools that will help you to deal with any kind of issues. For example, if you have a distorted thinking, or if you have anxiety or anything like that, the therapist will provide you with some tools and guidances on how to deal with those things. Lastly, you will have a completely safe and confidential space where you can discuss literally anything that you want, anything that you feel comfortable discussing. And of course, the therapist will not judge you and will fully support you. I do hope that this video provided you a little bit of support and maybe some guidance on what to do after your breakup, especially if maybe you're going through your first breakup. And as we know, the first breakups are hard because we don't even know what to expect. We don't even know what it is, how to feel, what to do. You just feel like a complete loss, you know. And I don't want to say that any other breakup will be easier. It won't be. But you will know that no matter what you're going through, you know, just like that TikTok song, just trust me, you'll be fine. And you'll get through it. And yes, it'll be hard, but you are a very tough cookie, and you can get through anything in life. And I'm really hoping that this video offered you some kind of support and maybe brought you some comfort to understand that things will work out and things will get better, and you will find the person that's right for you. But right now, all you need to do is just focus on yourself. And this is a healing journey. It will take time. Everybody's journey looks different. Just think of yourself, do what you need to do. You're not judged, you're fully supported. And I'm here if you want to connect, if you want to share. I'm on TikTok. You can comment, you can send me an email if you want, or anything like that. But I'm here for you guys, and if you are going through breakup, I'm really sorry, but I know that you'll be okay and you'll get through this. So thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!